on the 7 forms of bias in IMs. After that, we will have an activity, a kinesthetic one, meaning you are going to be hunting some of the articles and you have to identify whether it is biased or not, or what form of bias are there in the article. Okay? So, get your pens ready and your notebooks ready because everyone will have the opportunity to answer the article. Ready? And it is 1, 2, 3.
Seven forms of bias in instructional materials. First, invisibility. Second, stereotyping. Third, imbalance and selectivity. Fourth, unreality. Fifth, fragmentation and isolation. Sixth, linguistic bias. And seventh, cosmetic bias. Invisibility. What you don't see makes a lasting impression. The most fundamental and oldest form of bias in instructional materials is the complete or relative exclusion of a group. With an attempt for inclusion after 1960, many of today's textbooks are improved, but far from perfect. Women, those with disabilities, gays, and homosexuals continue to be missing from many of today's texts. Stereotyping, shortcuts to bigotry. Perhaps the most familiar form of bias is the stereotype, which assigns a rigid set of characteristics to all members of a group, at the cost of individual attributes and differences. While stereotypes can be positive, they are most often negative. Some typical stereotypes include men portrayed as assertive and successful in their jobs, but rarely discussed as husbands or fathers, and women as caregivers. Imbalance and selectivity, a tale half told. Curriculum may perpetuate bias by presenting only one interpretation of an issue, situation, or group of people. Such accounts simplify and distort complex issues by omitting different perspectives. Examples. A text reports that women were given the vote, but does not discuss the work, sacrifices, and even physical abuse suffered by the leaders of the suffrage movement that won the vote. Second, literature is drawn primarily from Western male authors. Lastly, math and science courses typically reference European discoveries and formulas. Unreality, rose-colored glasses. Many researchers have noted the tendency of instructional materials to gloss over unpleasant facts and events in our history. Another example is the notion that technology will solve persistent social problems. Fragmentation and isolation. The parts are less than the whole. Fragmentation emerges when a group is physically or visually isolated in the text. Often, racial and ethnic group members are depicted as interracial only with persons like themselves, isolated from other cultural communities. While this form of bias may be less damaging than omission or stereotypes, fragmentation and isolation present non-dominant groups as peripheral members of the society. Linguistic bias. Words count. Language can be a powerful conveyor of bias in both blatant and subtle forms. Linguistic bias can impact race, ethnicity, gender, accents, age, ability or disability, and sexual orientation. Such words as forefathers, mankind, and businessman serve to deny the contributions and even the existence of females. Cosmetic bias. Shiny covers. The relatively new cosmetic bias suggests that a text is bias-free, but beyond the attractive covers, photos, or posters, bias persists. An example is a science textbook that features a glossy pullout of female scientists, but includes precious little narrative on the scientific contributions of women.
Okay, that's it. So let's have a quick recap. How many forms of bias are there in an instructional material? 7. By the way, what counts as instructional materials? Give me an example of an instructional materials. Instructional materials means materials that can be used for instruction or for teaching. Give me an example of an item or instructional material. Instructional material example. What do you use when we are in school? Or we can be a source of any information. Yes. Very good. Books. What else? Aside from books. Yes. Notebooks. What else? Yeah. Magazines. What more? Yes. Exactly. Newspapers. Those are examples of instructional materials. But mostly here in our school we use books. Now, kindly give me one form of bias in instructional material and give me a brief definition or even explanation about it. Give me one. Give me one. Ayaw nyo ha? Isabi ko yung ano. Give me one. Any of the 7. Any of the 7. Give me one. Yes? Padung na siya sa anaw ni Poli. Apit sa lunggan. Again? Invisibility. Correct. What is invisibility? What is invisibility? Yes. Correct. When you read a story wherein there are no mention of gays, no PWDs, no women, that is an example of bias. Why? In a story, why do they need to exclude women? Why do they need to exclude homosexuals? That is exclusion. In stories that you have you read a story wherein the main character is a gay? Have you read a story wherein the main character is a gay? Okay, some. But most of them, of course, especially if the books are quite old, there are no presence of gays. Next, number 2, what aside from invisibility? Yes, Angel. What is stereotyping? Yes. Correct. Stereotyping means concluding that a certain group of people is the same. So when you say that Chinese are yellow people, that is stereotyping. Black people are slaves, that is stereotyping. When you say women cannot do work, they only know how to work household chores, that's stereotyping. Okay, you are generalizing the group.